March the 27th, 2015. Back in August of 2014, people around the world started reporting sightings of a massive planet-sized object that looked almost artificial in appearance. The object in question was massive and was a similar size to our own moon, but that is where the similarities end, because photographic evidence and eyewitness reports describe this object as being bronze and golden colored in appearance. Not only that, the object also looked like it had huge lights dotted all over it, which looked mechanical and not like any planet we have ever seen before. Several months later, while doing research on the Mexico webcams, I stumbled across some amazing footage on the GTM telescope webcam showing a very similar looking object, which I stated at the time was unmistakably artificial in appearance, so I made a video about it called Planet X, Nibiru. World in shock.
come from all over the world just to see the snake dens here. A lot of children are a little more willing to hold the snakes and to interact with them. Sometimes the adults are a little more apprehensive, which I think is kind of odd, that it's almost like the fear of snakes has been built into people as they grow up.
I do not like snakes because they're a little unpredictable, and I'm doing a terrible job pretending that I like snakes.
Here in the Inner Lake of Manitoba, Canada, is by far the largest aggregations or concentrations of snakes anywhere in the world. The Inner Lake of Manitoba is so plentiful, or why snakes are so plentiful here, really goes back to the geology of the area. Temperatures can reach 50 degrees below zero, and so a snake, being a cold-blooded animal, they have to be able to survive those winter temperatures. So that here in the Inner Lake region, the limestone bedrock is very close to the surface, and so that allows the cold and the water to crack and fissure the limestone, and it makes great big sinkholes, and that enables the snakes to get below the frost line during the winter. There's a very limited number of these den sites, so all the snakes in an area have to go to that den site that's in their region. And so that's how you end up with literally tens of thousands of snakes being in a sinkhole that might be the size of the average person's living room. It is actually very difficult for the males to find a female because when you look from a snake's eye view, you just see kind of a sea of living spaghetti, and you're looking for a slightly bigger piece of spaghetti than all the rest of them. They'll detect the female sex pheromone. Males are very easily able to then go past all the other pieces of spaghetti, if you will, and hone in on the female. Oftentimes when the group of these courting males all gathered around one female trying to be that lucky guy that's going to mate with her, they'll get so wrapped up they can tumble down a hill literally like a ball, so people call them mating balls. Even though there's tremendous competition for mates, males are not fighting with each other, they don't have dominance hierarchies, they don't have territories set up like other animals would do in a similar situation. I like to call them the ambassadors of the reptile world. They're a great way for people to interact with wildlife.
Look at Mommy and smile.
The garter snakes don't have teeth, and if they feel cool when you touch them and stuff. So they don't bite you. They just kind of move around in your head really fast and stuff. Awesome job, guys.
Obviously all the snakes here are harmless. The dens here at Narcissus have been set up through Manitoba Conservation, and the boardwalks have been made, and they're regulated. So it's a nice place for people to come visit with minimal impact on the denning sites themselves.
Way back at the turn of the century, and even through the 20s, 30s, and 40s, people had a pretty bad attitude about snakes and trying to clear them out. Just times have changed a lot. I think people are much more environmentally conscious. Really and truly, having these healthy numbers of snakes means you're living in a healthy environment.
It's no wonder we're scared of snakes. Each year, they'll kill an estimated 30,000 people. But some snakes are more dangerous than others. We're counting down the top 10 most extreme snakes on the planet. They all have the power to stop us in our tracks. Discover what it takes to become the world's deadliest reptile. When snakes are taken to the most extreme. Earth is a planet of extremes. Extreme places and extreme animals. But some animals are more extreme than others. Join us as we count down to find the most unusual, the most extraordinary, the most Extreme. There are about 2,500 species of snake in the world, and not one of them is vegetarian. They're all killers, but only a few can hurt a human. We're counting down the 10 snakes that you'd least like to meet because they've found extremely unpleasant ways of making a killing. Our first contender lives in the wetlands of South America and is a giant that hunts using power and stealth. Growing more than 8 meters long and weighing up to 200 kilograms, the anaconda is the largest snake on Earth. It uses water to support its massive bulk. This giant snake could easily kill a human, but there's no firm proof that it ever has, only legend and rumor. It's easy to see why people are afraid of this monster. It lies in wait at the water's edge, waiting for prey to enter its strike range. A snake can strike with up to a third of its body length, giving a full-grown anaconda a deadly reach of nearly 3 meters. The anaconda doesn't kill with venom. It's a constrictor that crushes the life out of its victims instead. When you fall prey to an anaconda, you don't die from suffocation. What kills you is high blood pressure. The snake's deadly embrace is so powerful that it causes the blood vessels in your heart and brain to rupture. There's not a single living animal in South America that can survive the anaconda's coils. Even a cousin of the alligator isn't safe. A black caiman is about the largest thing an anaconda can swallow in a single gulp. Like all snakes, the anaconda has an extremely flexible jaw that can stretch to accommodate prey several times its size. Imagine if you could eat like an anaconda. All you'd need is one big meal that you'd swallow in a single bite. If this Australian, the anaconda is such a down is the rattlesnake is one of the heaviest of the venomous snakes, usually weighing about 7 kilograms and growing 2 meters long. The heaviest on record weighed more than 15 kilos and was nearly 2.5 meters long. Rattlesnakes are pit vipers, so called because they have a pit under each eye that carries a thermal imaging system. Rather than rely upon their eyes and very strong sense of smell, rattlesnakes hunt at night. Using their thermal detectors, they can locate prey by its heat signature. Rattlesnakes can be found almost anywhere in North America,